Welcome to Off the Dome Podcast. My name is Lukas, joined by my co-host Andy. How we doing, buddy?
Dude, it has been a long ass day, and I'm glad that we can talk Mizzou because Jesus, been a
Dude,
long day.
there's been a lot going on. Just the last 20, 40 hours ish.
Yeah,
There's a lot that's going on between the Cotton Bowl, between the Mizzou basketball, between what's coming up. Um, so I'm excited to jump right into it. To be honest with you.
yeah, let's do it.
All right, buddy. I know we had our live show. We're recording this a day earlier than we typically do. So yesterday we had our live show. We talked about OSU a little bit. Do you have any more thoughts on OSU? Do you feel now that you've slept on it? Do you
Mhm.
have anything? Do you feel a
Well,
different type of way? Because I have some information regarding the team and kind of what's going on as far as today that
mhm.
we'll get into. I was just curious if you had anything new or if maybe you feel differently about the matchup.
I don't know. I don't remember how much we talked about it during the live stream yesterday, but I already wanted to beat them because I know they're an arrogant fan base. But after seeing more after the announcement from their fan base, kind of seeing the reaction from players, I mean, it kind of boils my blood that I mean, I get it. It's a blue blood of college football. They expect to be in the CFP every year, but that a New Year's Six bowl is so beneath them that their fans are like, well, might as well just mail it in for the year. Like this game doesn't even matter. I hope we fucking annihilate them. Like they're pissing me off, and I already want to beat them, and we still have a month to go till the game. So I know you're probably going to talk about everybody that's entered the transfer portal already, which
Mm.
spoiler alert, includes their starting quarterback.
I actually have something regarding that.
That
But
I want to beat them. I think they're arrogant as hell. All their fans are acting like this is going to be a cakewalk, even with their second stringers and third stringers. I would have. My main thought on this is that obviously, I think every Mizzou fan would like to play them at full strength because if you
mm,
lose, it's more understandable, and if you win, it's even more impressive. So it's kind of like the same argument as playing Liberty. Like if you play their second stringers, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing. So obviously it'd be better. I would like to play them at full strength. I think either way, either outcome, it's more respectable. But Ohio State doesn't view it that way. Their fans don't. Their players don't. So I remember somebody in the chat saying yesterday that hey, it's still the name brand of Ohio State, the Ohio State. So let's just beat them. I don't care who's on the field. I don't care if it's their freaking fourth stringers. Let's just beat Ohio State. So, um, and I think everybody that I saw enter the transfer portal before McCord, I didn't know if they were actual impact players or not, or if they were bench, rode the bench or whatever. But the fact that their starting quarterback is transferring, I don't know if that's because the fan base hated him and he kind of got the before this season Brady Cook treatment, or I don't know. But I woke up to that this morning getting ready for work. I was like, okay, well, that changed things. So,
I actually have something regarding the quarterback transfer. But I think honestly, I think them at their full strength. I think it's a good game. I don't think they blow us out. I think we could win the game.
mhm,
Um, I mean, how can you say the New Year's Six Bowl is beneath you when you can't beat Michigan?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I think they are so over. I'm not saying they're over. Yeah, I think they're overrated. I mean, the fact they're ranked one over Georgia this year blows my mind. I think I think Bama is going to beat Michigan.
mhm,
Bama might win the whole thing. And I
yeah.
still don't, even though Bama just beat Georgia, I don't think Bama's better than Georgia.
No, I mean, and I was reminded of that too. You get so caught up in the current week. Like, yeah, they did just beat Georgia, and it's something that hasn't been done in 2 years since they did it in the last or two SEC championships ago. But the
Mhm.
week before that, they almost lost to Auburn on they got a miracle 4th and 31 touchdown. So I mean that's not going to be the Alabama that shows up in the CFP because Nick Saban knows. I mean it's the same thing as like the Chiefs in the playoffs. It's a different team, and same
Mhm.
thing as the Patriots in the playoffs. But obviously recency bias has impacted a little bit. But granted, given what we did see this weekend, I'm thinking the same thing. I think it's going to be Bama Texas in the final, and if they play like they did this last weekend, Bama's going to be tough to beat.
I think it's funny. I don't have it's hard for me to pick Texas over Washington, but it's hard for me to pick Washington over Texas. I think that's gonna be a really good game. I think people are underrating Washington, to be honest with you. But we'll see.
I mean,
We'll
they
see.
did with the Oregon game too, and look what happened. So
Exactly. I think Washington is better than, even though they play in the Pac-12, which the Pac-12 it wasn't a bad conference this year, but it's a little bit different. It feels like all offense, no defense, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think I mean I don't think the closest team to beating Georgia the last couple of years was Ohio State. To be fair, Ohio State should have won last year in the semifinals.
yeah,
But C.J. Stroud is clearly a superstar. Kyle McCord is not, and I'm going to jump into their transfer players really quick. This list was put out today from College Football Report on Twitter. Actually, I'll just share my screen so you can see it too. Um, all right, here it is. So this was put out what time? 12:14. So noon today.
yeah.
5-star receiver, 5-star quarterback, and I have something else on the quarterback. And these are obviously their star ratings coming out of high school. They're not their starting running back, but a running back, a safety, a D, and a linebacker. Pretty much all 4 stars, couple 3 stars, and their kicker. I don't know if that's I don't know. I mean, clearly, the quarterbacks are starter. Julian Fleming, I don't know how much he played because they do have receivers.
Mhm.
I truly don't know, like, if these were starters or impact players, or if these people are on the bench who want to go somewhere else, maybe to get more playing time. I don't really know the case for each individual player, but I do have something on McCord, which we'll get into in a second. But that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players entering the transfer portal. I mean, I would say since yesterday. I don't know. I don't know if anyone entered in before, or I guess the portal opened up today, so technically not. So they all entered in today.
Yeah.
So the 12 players into the portal. Again, I don't know if they're impact players or not. We have a couple weeks to, do research on Ohio State. So as we get further or closer to the game, we'll figure out if they were impact players or not. But yeah, dude, 12 players is a lot, regardless. Even if they're not, like, depth wise, that's a lot of players.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
to my
Mizzou.
knowledge, if you enter the transfer portal, you can't play in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So yeah,
Drinks with our players that have entered it, they're welcome to attend, but yeah, you can't play because Dom
uh,
Lovett entered the transfer portal before Gasparilla Bowl last year, and we know he didn't play. So
so this is what I have on the Kyle McCord situation. Again, I don't know how uh, accurate this is. This is from, it looks like one of their forums. Okay, that looks way better. Okay, so I'm just gonna read it for the audio listeners. Okay, if you watch if you listen to the show or watch the show on YouTube, you can see the picture that I have for yourself. But I'll read it. Um, So, in quotes, Kyle's dad and Coach Day had a meeting over the weekend. The source said basically the McCord camp wanted some assurances that Kyle was going to be the guy in 2024 and that Ohio State would not pursue a QB from the portal. But Coach Day was honest and told him that they are, in fact, looking to add a QB from the portal and therefore no guarantees could be made. Unlike some of the stuff I've read this morning on other sites, this was not a case of Coach Day telling Kyle that he should look to transfer. Coach Day wanted Kyle to stay and battle for the job, but he, of course, knew that that was unlikely once he told the McCords that they would in fact be looking in the portal for a quarterback. So again, I do not know the source. I do not know how accurate this is. This was put on Twitter today. I know Twitter's weird. They put out, like, they leak all kinds of stuff, and some of it is super accurate, some of it is like super made up. Um, so take this with a grain of salt. But assuming that this is true, McCord left because they are looking for a new quarterback. Is what it sounds like. So it's not
hey,
him leaving because the Cotton Bowl. He's leaving because he's got to find a new team.
yeah, goes to show with Brady Cook, man. I mean, the scenario over this past offseason. Well, didn't we get Jake Garcia from the transfer portal?
Yes, we got him from Miami. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if this same scenario unfolded, but I mean, he stuck with it and he battled and he proved it again. So even more respect for Brady for sticking with it and battling, you know, coming out on top with Sam Horn, Garcia, and the rest of them. And yeah, it's crazy how much these guys have to compete to keep their job, and um, just even more proof that Brady Cook has really turned it around and had an amazing year. So
Yeah, so it's weird. Like I don't blame McCord, and if this is true, again,
either.
if a big if this is the case,
Yeah.
I don't blame him for entering the portal because I believe it closes at the end of December. No. That's like 2nd or 3rd of January. It's like 1st of January. So he has 30 days to put his name out there, right? And
Yeah.
then find a team. Now he clearly, I think he's going to get offers. He's coming from Ohio State. Someone's definitely going to offer him.
Mhm.
Now Kyle McCord as a quarterback, I think from what I saw today, I did minimal research. It looks like he progressively got better. The only game that I did watch was the Ohio State Michigan game.
Yeah.
So his biggest test, and
Yeah.
he looked okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't impress me by any means. He wasn't going to tear us up. Mizzou biggest weakness when it comes to quarterbacks is being able, like mobile quarterbacks. He's not. He doesn't look very mobile.
Mhm. No.
Again, he might be. I only saw one game. He might be mobile. It didn't look like he was mobile. So I don't think we were gonna have that much trouble with him.
He's not
To be
Jane
honest.
Daniels. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not Jaden Daniels. So that's what I've taken from everything today. It was insane. The amount of players entering the transfer portal. Hopefully Mizzou snags the top ones. If Mizzou wins, maybe we get all the good ones. You know what I mean?
I,
um,
that's another thought I had about this today too. Is I hope this just completely resets the not transfer, but like the recruiting market, I guess, because Ohio State and all these other big schools have a history of poaching St. Louis and Kansas City. I mean, Zeke Elliott, St. Louis guy. And so hopefully if we can win, I mean, win it all, but win convincingly even, hopefully all these St. Louis kids want to stay home in the future. And, it just
I
keeps
think
building.
there's a 4-star, which he might even be the best receiver in Missouri this year, Jeremiah McClellan
Yeah.
from St. Louis, currently committed to Ohio State. Maybe us winning that game gets him to flip, or actually, National Signing Day is the 20th. He'd have to flip before then. He'd have to flip before we play them. But with the quarterback not being there,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe he flips. I don't know.
Yeah.
But speaking of the transfer portal, I do have a quote here. It was from Drinkwitz, went on 247 Sports this morning, and he had this to say about Mizzou transfers or Mizzou players maybe transferring or opting out. So let me pull that up, and then I will also read this for the. Hang on. I'll read this for the audio listeners. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, you can pause and read it if needed. So this is from Drinkwitz this morning on 247 Sports. He said, "We've had several guys. They'll be announcing here in the next couple of weeks saying, hey, we're going to come back. We're maybe not going to pursue the NFL just yet. Maybe we're going to use our 5th year, COVID year, coming back. So our roster's a little bit crunched right now. And so we're having to be very judicious in how we go about building it back. We do have some real needs. Obviously, we're losing a couple of corners to the NFL with Ennis Rakestraw and Chris Abrams-Drain. So obviously going to be doing a little bit portal shopping at the cornerback position. That sounded weird. And defensive end. We're going to have Darius Robinson. I think will be a first round pick. We'll have back-to-back defensive ends drafted. We're going to be looking for a couple of defensive ends. So with that being said, the one player did announce they're coming back today, and it was he was a linebacker filling in. Why is this taking so long?
Okay, right.
Yes, it was Hicks. He announced today that he was returning. So it sounds like the players who maybe are thinking about going to the draft uh, might stay another year, man. It sounds like they're really bought in.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, we haven't had this the last 2 years. I was talking about it with my dad earlier. It was kind of asking for my thoughts on the last 24 hours. Besides the Chiefs game, we're not going to talk about that. But I just told him that this would not have happened the last 2 years, and I was worried about this before we found out that we got the New Year's Six Bowl because I knew I do feel like this class would have stuck around for even I don't know like an upper third tier bowl. But if we would have got another Gasparilla Bowl or another whatever Armed Forces Bowl like the last 2 years, there's no reason for these guys to stick around. Like I don't blame them. Don't ruin your future the chance at a high draft pick for winning one of these kind of no name, especially the Pop-Tart Bowl or something like
That's
that. Uh,
that is so funny that you bring that up because I was talking to my little brother early on the phone today,
yeah.
and he was like, "I heard the Ohio State quarterback is not playing. Like, what does that mean for us? Do they not care about the NY6 bowl?" And I was like, "They don't really care about it like we do, but it is still a big bowl game. Like, I mean, next year is different, but only 4 teams go to the college football playoffs. New Year's Six bowls are the next best thing.
Yeah.
The fact that they overlooked that is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Maybe beat Michigan and you wouldn't have to, maybe you'd make the college football playoffs. I don't know. They're kind of like your dad.
Well, and
Um,
God, the thing is, too, dude, I watched this video today of this guy that I guess he's a St. Louis radio guy
I
or
know
something.
what you're talking about. I saw it yesterday. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about already.
He's acting like they're Bama when they haven't won a natty since 20, whatever that was, 14, I think.
I
Right?
don't, to be honest, I don't recall them even winning that. I know they did, but
Yeah, it's been a decade. They were pretty consistent, making appearances in the CFP. But I mean, last year they were very close to beating Georgia.
mhm.
But I don't remember that many years where one, they've made the final, or two, like the last time they did make the final was against Bama in 20. We were talking about this, I think, on the live stream. Um, it was during COVID, I think, 2020, 2021. And Bama made them look pathetic. So cool that it's, beneath them to play a New Year's Six Bowl, but maybe they'd actually have a chance to win a fucking New Year's Six Bowl because every time they get to the CFP, they don't get the job done. So I don't really get where their arrogance comes from because they can never get the job done in the CFP. So maybe they should, focus on being able to win a bowl game in the first place before they talk as much shit as they're talking.
Okay, so their last one was 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Last year they lost or they played us in the Cotton Bowl. Last year they lost in the Peach Bowl to Georgia. Again, they should have won, but college kickers are either hit or miss. And then let's see here. What year was this? That was the year before that. They played
No,
in the Rose Bowl against Utah.
so it's 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah.
And then they went to the national championship in 2021 and they lost to Bama 24-52.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
before that, their next championship was the one they won.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they've been to 2 in 10 years, won one and got smoked in the other. Which I mean, granted, they're making them there, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is better than most of college football can say, but they can't act like they're Bama. Is what I'm
No,
trying.
100%.
And
Bama
yeah,
they're not Bama or Georgia. Michigan is in the same boat as OSU. Like they get there, they don't finish the job. Getting there again is impressive on its own.
right.
But like you said, you cannot act like you're them. You're not winning.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
So
mean? A 6-6 Clemson team has a more recent national championship win
hmm
than them, and they beat Bama.
hmm twice.
Um, yeah. So again, it's impressive that they're getting there, but you know, this is the Cotton Bowl is not below you.
Yeah. No, that's the
You know what I
main
mean?
thing off is they're acting like it's a freaking the toilet bowl, and it's
Yeah,
not at all. So
which is
yeah,
insane. Now maybe, and again, this is just pure speculation. Maybe they're scared that there's a chance that they could lose.
you know that.
Now, every team we've played all year, we don't care about Missouri. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, this is
Like,
a Super Bowl of the year. Do you know that?
yeah, this is 13th Super Bowl of the year. Right now, we got 10 on the year. We got
Yeah.
10 Super Bowls.
Honestly, though, Mizzou
Let's
football.
make it. Let's make it 11. Speaking of Super Bowls,
Yeah.
players contributing to the Super Bowls. Today they announced the AP or All SEC teams. So I have a graphic for that I'm going to show. And then we'll get to the next thing, AP award wise. Again, this is the AP All SEC team, and these are the players on Mizzou that made it. So your first team: Darius Robinson, Luther Burden III, Javon Foster, Cody Schrader, and Cody Schrader was the only Mizzou player that was unanimous. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Can't speak
Yep.
right now. Unanimously selected,
Yep.
and then Chris Abrams drained.
You said Cody Schrader was the one unanimously?
Yep. And then the second team, you had Harrison Mevis, Thicker Kicker, and Cameron Johnson. So we had 5 players on the first team, AP first, All SEC first team, which is impressive. I
It's
don't
tied
think we.
with Bama for the most.
I think we only had one player in the preseason All SEC team. I think it was Javon Foster. He might have been the only one,
Yeah,
if I
I don't
remember
know.
correctly.
I mean, I know there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the SEC, but I don't know how Brady Cook didn't at least get second team.
Well, it probably went. Jaden Daniels got first team. I know that. Second team.
Oh, it's
I
Jalen
mean,
Miller.
it was either Beck or Jalen Milrow, probably.
Yeah,
Um, probably Milrow if I had to guess.
yeah.
But no, that's first team. And then with that, we also get. Hang on, I'm not gonna say it just yet. I'm excited though. I'm excited. You probably already seen this. You probably already seen this, big guy.
I'm trying to build up the anticipation over here. Cassie thinks it's
We got AP SEC Coach of the Year, baby.
Cassie.
Coach Elia Drinker. She's hyped with us. I want to say something real quick. It's a little rant, okay? It's a little rant.
All right, go
So
off.
everybody that I know personally,
Yeah.
not everybody actually. I take that back. Not everybody. There's people that I know that don't like Coach Drinkwitz, right?
Yeah.
Which is
Same here.
fair. You know,
Yep.
his record is. I mean, before this year was 500.
Yep.
Right. We haven't won a bowl game.
Yep.
Right. But me, I've been a fan of Drinkwitz. I could tell he was building something. It was bigger. It's like a long-term thing, and people wanted instant gratification, which is fair. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
society days, not just sports, but like everything.
it is, and
Yeah, one in your
I am so happy that he got SEC or AP Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
He deserves it, man, for everything. Like people at the start of the season said he was going to get fired. He was on the hot seat, and he went out there and proved everybody wrong. He proved everybody that believed in him.
Yeah.
This guy, right?
Yeah.
I am ecstatic that he is our coach. Um, I don't even care. Like people say he's a dork. I think I think that's what makes players want to play for him, man.
Yeah.
He's himself.
Yep.
And what he did all year, he was standing on fucking business.
I do think it gets a little tacky, but it's fun. I like buying that.
I love it, dude. I love every bit. Like yesterday when he did that Connor Stallion shit.
Yeah, that was funny as shit.
I love it, dude. I love it. He does
Oh,
not care what people think about him.
ends every
And
interview with my Z. I love that.
every time, and
Miles-
you can tell the players love him, man. And
Yeah.
when like after we beat K State and he went in the press conference and the first thing he talked about was not winning the game, was about the. I mean, I wasn't at the game. You were there, so you would attest to this better than I could. But the fans were booing Brady Cook,
Yeah.
and that was the first thing he said. Like he sticks up for his players, like well deserved, well deserved. I hope he wins Coach of the Year. Like, there's another award, right? It's like I don't know who gives it out, but like the Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year, maybe a finalist. I don't know,
Mhm.
but I would love to see it. This dude deserves every bit of it. Yeah, that's my little rant, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Coach
And
Drinkwitz deserves credit.
you've been, I mean, not that I didn't believe in him, but I think you were definitely more bought in than I was. And I was, I mean, granted, we were all at this position after week 2 against Middle Tennessee, but I didn't know if he was, I don't know. I was unsure and worried about the future of our program and if he was the guy after we were
Mm.
supposedly, stuck in the mud against Middle Tennessee, barely winning. But whatever he did, man, to get us going in the right direction the rest of the season, and I remember talking about this. I think I brought it up last week on the podcast, and I
Uh,
heard this like early this year, before the Middle Tennessee game, right around there, that the locker room was not bought in. And granted, I don't know how credible these claims were. Locker room was not bought in. They didn't want to play for him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of sort of knew Trajan Jeff. I never knew the guy, but I knew like mutual friends of Trajan Jeffcoat. And so I kind of heard that side of why he left Mizzou. And so I just kept hearing not the best things about him. And so for that to turn out to not be true, and for the season to go the way it did after hearing all that, and to basically pull a 180 in the public perception, it's awesome. I mean, it's great.
yeah, no, I just I love the man, dude. I love the man. Yeah, like, it's with the transfer portal and NIL, like it's that people want you when they get a new coach to go get all the best people from the transfer portal and recruits, and then go to the national championship next year. Unfortunately, not everybody can do that. Not every school has the resources to do that. Um, he Coach Drink took what he got when he got here. It wasn't pretty, and I think this was his first year where everyone was like, okay, this is everything he's been building the last few years. Now it's all on him. He has no excuses, and he did it.
Yeah.
And with players, potentially not going to the NFL yet, they want to stay one more year to play for Mizzou. I think that says a lot about Coach Drink, and like how much they've bought into what he's telling them. I think Coach Drink being able to pass the play calling on to someone else and hiring an offensive coordinator just shows that he grew as a coach. Some people didn't like to do that. So it just says a lot, dude.
I remember
So
even after the season last year, and the immediate aftermath, which we got bowl eligible, and I was hoping we would have played a better game against Wake Forest when we won the bowl game, but we didn't. And I remember thinking, we lost Dom Lovett to Georgia, and I'm like, Mizzou is not going to succeed in this NIL era of college football because it's just like it's going to turn into Major League Baseball where there's talent that ends up on these lower whatever. I don't know, not the Bamas and the Georgias. We get Luther Burdens and we get Dom Lovett's, but they get poached by the big schools after a year or two because they want to go win a national title. Same thing as the Royals. We get Bobby Witts, and I'm knock on wood, we signed him to a long ass contract. Cassie, stop. We we signed him to a long contract, but it's the same thing. Like the Royals have always been poached for talent. That's what I thought college football was going to turn into. But Drink has been able to turn it around, and I honestly, a year ago, I was not optimistic about the future of the program, just because I thought our talent would keep getting poached, in this era of football, and I'm completely wrong, and it's awesome. So,
like they have in some places the number one, other places number 3 overall recruit. He chose Mizzou.
yeah.
He could have went anywhere. He had just as good as NIL deal, if not better, at some other places, and he chose Mizzou, man.
Yeah.
I think that also says a lot. Now I do think the NIL or the changes the state has made for NIL laws for in-state kids helps us with that, but I'm not saying that is everything.
Yeah.
Because it was all about money. I guarantee Georgia was given, offered more.
Yeah.
I don't know that to be a fact, but I just bet they did.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just very pleasantly surprised in this new transfer era. So,
and the fact that like he has people sending tape to him, like they want to come to Mizzou, they want to come play here. I think that says a lot. I'm excited, or I'm curious to see how the transfer portal shapes up over the next month. Like who do we get? Who do we lose? We lost some players already, but we haven't lost any like super key players. But the portal did just open up today, so we'll see how the next 30 days go.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was pretty much everything that I had as far as what happened today. A lot of good things. Actually, there's something. Where'd they go? Here we go. Oh, they haven't they haven't given out the award yet. I was seeing if they give out the Burleson Award that's going live right now. I don't think they've announced the winner yet. They're just kind of talking. They're now talking about Cody Schrader. So maybe if it's announced while we're recording, obviously we'll let you guys know.
Want to talk about
huh?
You want to talk about basketball?
Yes, we're gonna get to that. First thing I do want to do is I'll just ask you.
Yes.
Do you want to rank Mizzou unis? I know we said we wanted to do that. I did have it here. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a draft.
We can have them like side by side because I need to. Let me just pull them up on my phone and do that.
Okay, you do that, and then what I'll have you do is tell me, and I can pull it up on the screen so people can see.
Yeah, go ahead.
But we'll both pick 5, but we'll go back and forth like a draft.
Okay.
And then at the end of that, we'll let
you rank them like based on like overall years, or are we talking like color combinations?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
It's your draft. So what we'll do is really quick. I'll just have I'll just let you go first. So you'll pick the first jersey,
Okay.
and then we can go. I'll pick 2, and then we'll just go 1-1 after that.
Okay.
Or do you want to go just 1-1 to 1 to 1? Actually, let's
Yeah.
just do that. You pick first. I'll pick second, third, so on.
Yeah.
This will be fun. I had this queued up today, and I'm excited.
Okay.
Or do you want me to go first?
No, I got one pulled up. They only go to it's a 2012 article, so they don't have like all of our recent stuff, but I remember all that. I got to go with the Chase Daniel ones first, man. Like that was during that era of college football where everybody thought that you had to have the stripes kind of right here in
Uh-huh.
the I don't know, shoulder crease or whatever. But
Yep.
if you take those away, even with them, it's still a damn good looking uniform. You got the tiger on the shoulder patch, you got the block M.
My question though, really quick: black pants or gold pants?
It doesn't show in this picture, but I gotta go gold pants, man.
Would you pick one or the other? Which one you like
Overall,
more? Gold
with
or black? Gold pants or black pants?
gold.
Gold. Okay. The reason I ask because, well, one, this will be your draft pick, but two, I'm pulling up the picture for the viewers. And if you are the audio listeners, feel free to Google it, or if you want to come over to YouTube and check out the uniforms for yourselves. I will have a picture pulled up on the screen.
Dude, like the gold back then was not because some people complain that we look too much like Iowa now with our shade of gold, but back then it was gold. So
Iowa is doggy poo poo.
uh,
Their uniforms honestly make me want to throw up. Is that rude? It does not look like our unis. It does not. I don't care what anybody says. It does not look like Mizzou unis. Okay. We're gonna do this. Nope, not that. About okay. So this is your pick number 1. Confirm.
yes.
All right. That's all. I knew you were gonna take those.
Yeah, because the other thing, and we talked about this, I think, like the first or second episode, is I don't. Our uniforms look good the way they are now. I
Mm.
don't think college football and football uniforms in general. I don't think they need your name in giant letters across the top. I think a football uniform is more about a big, your number, and then you can say your little, Mizzou. Like it's perfect. Like I have no complaints except for maybe the little stripes. Do away with the stripes, and that is a top one uniform.
Okay.
So
No, these are. I mean, these are the classics. You can't go wrong with these. I think them being your number 1 pick, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that is a given. I think that's almost how it should be.
I'm impressed how quick you pulled that up.
Huh?
I'm impressed how quick you pulled that up.
Well, I'm over here working overdrive, boy. So now we're gonna go mine. So my first pick,
Yeah,
and the reason I don't mind or I'm okay with not picking 2 in a row is because I think our jersey tastes are super, super different.
yeah, for sure.
Um, but mine will have to be. I gotta find the one with the right helmet because the helmet is very important. Because to be honest, I don't like some of the helmets we may have used.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can see though in that picture I was talking about, like that gold in those pants is not.
oh yeah,
You know?
I wouldn't mind if they if our rivalry week
Yeah,
game moving forward is Oklahoma, if they just pull those out once a year, I'd be okay with that.
yeah.
Be
I
okay with
know.
that. That'd be cool.
Uniform sense.
Okay. Actually, these I don't know if these are my number 1, but I like these a lot, so I'm gonna throw them up there. If I could just find a full body. All right, this will have to do. Again, it's not going to be a lot of people's number 1 pick, and realistically, it may not even be my number 1 pick. But you kind of took I feel like the consensus number 1 pick, which is fair. You know what I mean? I think most people will take those at number 1.
Yep.
So with that being said,
Big reveal. Not doing a drum roll again. We know that. Yeah. Yeah. They're good.
you can't see the stripes on the helmet. Or
Right.
I had another picture, but it was blurry. But they had little stripes on the helmet.
Mm-hmm. No, I think they're
Maybe it's
right on.
because it's July. I don't really know.
No,
But
I and they don't have the stripes like the Chase Daniel ones do, so that's an improvement in my book. The only thing I thought about those, and sometimes teams have to be more unique because if everybody just had the traditional stripes look, like it would look monotonous as hell. So I get that people are trying to be different, but the stripes on the pants in those
I should have took it down, but
have been done a little better. I don't know how,
you know what's
but
funny? I was about to say that. Oh, I found my next one. Okay. Um,
I just
I
feel like
really like the stripes on the pants. To be honest with you, I was a fan of them. That's why I kind of singled those out.
yeah. Wait, shit, I don't know my next one. Okay, let's do a snake draft. So you do the next one, and then because I gotta find.
Okay. I'm not
My,
gonna actually. So my five are not going to be in any particular order. Just if like, I pick one, you can't pick it. If you pick one, I can't pick it. Okay. But I already have mine going, so I'm glad that I get to go next again. And these ones you can't see the pants, which is unfortunate. But they are. I don't even know. They're white pants. They're white pants.
okay.
But this is just the side. The photo just looks better from the side. You can kind of see the top half way better. I found a full body one, but it's harder to see some of the stuff. And again, you might see a little pattern here, but don't mind me. You know, just doing the Lord's work.
Uh-huh.
Boom.
Man, you have an obsession with Drew Lock. No,
A little
those
bit. But no, dude, the Sailor Tiger, dude.
are dope. Yeah.
The Sailor Tiger, dude.
Dude, you got
They're
the Texas,
so cool.
you got the Liberty Bowl Drew Lock. We
So
should
this
have
is
this game.
I really, really enjoy the Sailor Tiger on this one. It's essentially the black jerseys that I just showed you, but all white with a Sailor Tiger on the white helmet. I feel like can't go wrong with it. Looks real nice.
All white
So I
boys too, black and gold.
yeah, it looks good. It looks good. But that's my second pick. No, what is your second pick there, big guy?
I'm looking here, and I know we haven't gone through. We had the Chase Daniel era, and we kind of had like the a little in between James Franklin, all that era, and then really we got to Drew Lock. I mean, we've had 4 eras of uniforms, I guess, since we've been around. Like the current, the Tyler Beatty to whatever, I guess Drew Lock era, that era I just mentioned with James Franklin and all of them, and then Chase Daniel and the crew.
One of the eras, there's only one uniform combination that I think is good. And so I'm not gonna say what it is because I'm gonna let you pick your jerseys or your
Mhm.
uniforms. But I will say that uh, I'll just wait. Actually, yeah, I'll just wait. One of them is just so ugly. I don't even know. They have one uniform combination that was all right.
Okay. Um, these may be controversial, and this is
Okay.
literally it's the same kind of thing as yours, where like this may not actually be my favorite, but it's on my phone right now, and it's aesthetically pleasing to me.
Okay.
Um,
Tell me what it is.
it's 2012-2014 Missouri white top uniform. It's on
What's it?
uniformcritics.com.
You said white top uniform?
Yeah, white top,
Uh,
black pants,
wait. What color helmet?
black,
What color are the sleeves?
gray,
Okay.
or white or whatever. That phase of uniform, yeah, the one that gets shit on all the time.
I'm so glad you picked it. I knew you were going to too. I knew you were gonna pick it, and that's why I didn't want to say anything right away. I'm gonna let you say what you have to say, and then I'll get to what I want to say on this.
Oh, you put it on the fucking dummy and it looks like awful. But if you these are well, it's a half picture of TJ Mo, who one of my favorite Mizzou players of all time. Shout out TJ Mo. I don't know if you guys can see. There we go. You can't tell me that doesn't do something for you. Black
I'll tell you
pants,
right now,
yeah, doesn't not cutting it.
does nothing for me. It doesn't. No offense to TJ Mo, it looks no better on him than it does his dummy.
Then his what? Oh, the dummy.
I hate these uniforms. The helmets were awesome. The
Yeah.
gray is. I don't. I love. I don't even mind the color gray, but what?
Do you not like that it was just on the shoulders? Like if they would have incorporated it some other way, would you have liked it more?
It depends how they would have incorporated it. I think the black and the gold and the white is already good enough. Why add gray? Gray is so unneeded.
That's fair.
But it might mostly be because like if it wasn't like an all gray uniform,
Hmm.
with accents of yellow and black on there, like maybe that would have been better. But like I just want to know the person who designed it, why did you do that to the shoulder pads?
Yeah, I get it. So in the demo, or not the demo, the dummy on there, those kind of look like gray pants, which
They are gray
again,
pants, yeah. I didn't.
these are black. Like I think that looks much better than the dummy
I
because
don't even know.
the number still pops, and I think the gray on the shoulder is good because the numbers on there and it kind of pops as opposed to it just being nothing but white.
Get
I like
that
it.
blasphemy off my screen.
Um,
Okay,
what
I
are we
got
gonna do?
mine.
Yeah. So you do yours and I'll do mine.
Okay, actually, 2020. Not gonna tell you which one, Jen. I just want to pull up the pig. Pull up the pig, boy. That's not the game I was talking about. Oh, what's this one? I think this was the one I'm talking about now. Uh,
Yeah. You know. Yeah, also
I
known.
can't believe that's a picture. That's the uniform you chose, bro.
Okay, great.
Honestly,
Same thing that you said. Like this is a spur of the moment thing. I do indeed like them, but
I knew you were
it-
gonna like them.
it's nostalgic, bro. I mean, you know what? We won the SEC back to back years, but
Boom.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so nice. So for the audio listeners, it's black helmet, yellow face mask, sailor tiger. These I looked up 2022 homecoming uniforms. To be honest with you, I cannot remember if they used the sailor tiger last year or not. Do you remember?
I think.
This looks like Nate P.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, that's what I looked up. So they got the sailor tiger, they got the yellow tops, the black pants. The thing they did for because I remember Drinkwitz was like, "Oh, we did something to the uniforms you guys haven't seen." He
Mhm.
took off the black face mask, put on the yellow one, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
Oh, it pops
Um,
up for sure. Yeah,
yeah, it looks really good. So these would be what my third pick.
yeah. I
Um,
yeah. The only thing I would change about my third pick would be literally that same thing, but change it to the block M.
oh, nice, yeah.
Because I really wish this season we could have seen these current uniforms in a black gold combo because that would probably be. I mean, it was already my first pick in the Chase Daniel uniforms, but I like either. I like black or black gold. But
So I'm saving my last uniforms. They're gonna be my favorite ones.
mm,
Um, but these uniforms I'm about to show you. If you don't have another one. Um,
look up. I don't know who we played with them, but just like the whiteout, the Drew Lock whiteouts, but it was with the big oversized Tiger logo.
like and they were like gray or
No,
silver.
no, it was just white and black. I think we wore them at Georgia maybe one year, or at no, it would have been at Georgia. Yeah,
Okay, well let me just show you these.
yeah,
Because I don't recall the ones with Drew Lock, but I do know these ones. Because you said the oversized tiger, correct?
yeah.
Okay, maybe these are the ones you're talking about. Is it these?
Yeah, close enough. Those were I was actually at the game. That was my first Mizzou game. BYU at Arrowhead. I didn't ever get to make it to a border war game. My parents weren't, we weren't. Well, they weren't diehard Mizzou fans when I was a kid. So, but I got tickets to this game. Got to go. It was Gary Pinkel's, or the only game I got to see him coach. Um, and I don't remember it being that like pretty. We won the game, but it was kind of ugly. Drew locked one of his first starts, but yeah, I like those a lot with black.
Okay,
We did wear those like with a more black tone, but yeah, I like those.
okay, so maybe these uniforms I'm about to pull up that I really liked.
Mm.
Um, Maybe this is what you're talking about. Oh, whoops. Because these are. I really like these ones, and the helmet is. I mean, it's not the oversized tiger; it's a block M, a black block M on the helmet. Can't see it in the photo.
Hmm.
But this was the best picture I could get of the full uni.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember when
it's
they
got a
the uniform.
black block M on it.
Yeah,
How cool
yeah,
would that look with a white face mask, though?
yeah.
That would be tight. So far, I mean, I'm really just pulling Drew Lock ones, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, that
but
arrow was not bad. I was excited when we got these new ones, and I like the new ones. But I'm kind of it's the same thing with literally any other change in Mizzou football. Like I want something new, and the second we have it, I'm nostalgic for the old thing.
well, these ones right here I'm about to show you are my favorite. Um, these are my favorite uniforms of all time. Bye. I just gotta make sure I find the right picture. That is not the right picture.
See if I can find what we wore against Purdue that one year because I remember those got so much shit for them. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh wait. Oh, here we go. Boom. Perfect. I don't care what people say. When they wear these unis, it just feels like they're about to punch you in the fucking face. Get out the way. That's exactly what it feels like, at least to me. That's the energy I get from this. And you may disagree, which is fine. That's why we do this.
Show me what you
Um,
did. Yeah, yeah. I know that's how
uh,
this season. Yeah.
the all blacks from this season, everything. The block M, dude. These are my favorite uniforms. I just think Mizzou and all black just makes sense. I think it just gives off that energy, like we're gonna punch you in the mouth. How you gonna respond? We're down to like not play dirty, but play tough physical football. And maybe that's just in the death row defense. It just all kind of fits, and maybe that's why I really really like them. But everything about the uniform, from the stripes to the helmet to everything, is just my favorite. I think this year with the uniforms they've killed it, and this is why these stand at number one for me. I know I picked them last, but these are number one for me.
For sure. Yeah, no, they're right up there with me too.
Um, but if you don't have any more about unis,
No, the one that I was pulling up, kind of just as a gag, not even look up Purdue 27 or Mizzou Purdue 2017.
actually, hang on,
And this is not my
emergency.
favorite one by any stretch of the imagination. This is for shits and gigs.
This is. I apologize, but I'm actually not pulling up your your uni. Something more important needs to be pulled up right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Um, give me 1 second while I pull it up.
Sure to just win the award.
Actually, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Cody Schrader, Burlsworth Trophy winner.
I called it. There we go, man.
This dude is a fucking stud, dude. I'm actually, it's gonna suck not having him next year.
Yeah.
Um, I don't see how he's not drafted in the NFL. You can't say enough about this guy right here. From his story by itself is nothing short from impressive. He really bought into something to prove, and he proved to everybody exactly like doesn't matter where you come from, you work hard enough, and boom, that's where he is. And this isn't the only award he's up for, man. He's up for the DOAC as well. Um, but this is one of many I think he's gonna get. Um, so congratulations to Cody Shredder,
Well, so-
on winning
yeah.
that trophy, man. God, he's
Chaser.
a fucking dog.
Yeah.
He is a dog.
Gonna get Kazi going wild again, man. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Kazi. If y'all have wondered who the dog is that drives me crazy during these podcasts, that is prime suspect number one.
All
What do you
right.
got to say, Kazi? What do you got to say? Uh-huh. Okay, there we go.
On to the next thing before we get into basketball, because we're around 50 minutes, so we're gonna move ahead here. We could have done the jersey draft a little bit more efficient, but I had a good time looking at Mizzou unis myself. But the
That's
next
true.
thing I do want to bring up is the 2024 SEC football schedule reveal goes live next Wednesday, December 13th, 7 Eastern Time, 6 Central Time. Our show, everything that we post is Central Time. We're Central. We plan on doing a live show for that, just like we did yesterday for the bowl game announcement. We'll go live roughly 15 minutes before, chat with everybody that wants to be a part of it, and then we'll kind of go through the schedule very briefly, give our initial thoughts. Maybe we give a way too early 2024 record prediction. I think that would be a lot of fun. So we do have that next Wednesday. Um, Again, off the dome show on all socials. This time we will be live on YouTube as well as Twitter and Facebook. So wherever you spend most of the time, we'll be live there. Feel free to come in, chat with us, give us any, ask us questions, whatever. But I think it'll be a lot of fun, man. I'm excited to see the schedule line up. I know they have um, our opponents already picked out, but we're gonna find out dates and times. With the SEC moving to ABC, we're gonna have times for like I think almost every game already announced.
Oh, for real.
Um,
Know
yeah,
that.
because we don't have to share the CBS time slot anymore. ABC is like I think the SEC's on ABC. I think we're the only ones.
Cool.
So they'll have a lot of the time slots figured out. There's a lot of really good matchups early next year that kind of have already gotten leaked. Like Georgia and Bama play each other in September, which is insane.
Yeah. That's
So
wild.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I know it's rumored that our rivalry week game is no longer Arkansas. It's rumored to be Oklahoma now.
Oh shit.
That is the rumor. Again, we'll find out next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Again, we're gonna go live 10 to 15 minutes before. Follow the socials. We'll keep you up to date on exactly when we're gonna go live. Grab a beer and we'll go over this shit together.
Shout out to everybody that tuned in on or yesterday, Sunday.
Yeah,
Um,
shout out to everybody that tuned in. I didn't see the numbers. Again, we kind of do this for fun, but I did see that some people were in here. So again, thank you for everybody came, hung out with us. Uh, loved our opinion.
Expert opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, experts. Don't forget the expert. But it was exciting. It was exciting, man. I had a lot of fun yesterday, personally.
Yeah. I
Um,
went back and I saw it on my Facebook before I went to bed last night, and I was just like, I got to go back to the moment where we found out, and we were so caught off guard. You're like, oh shit!
I need I need to go back and watch it. Actually, now that you say that, I
It's
was
like,
caught off guard, dude.
it was the first thing. I mean, it was literally
Yeah.
like 2 minutes into the show. So it
Um,
was
but we're just gonna get straight into basketball because if you guys have been following basketball, I know football's been so electric, and that's what we've been thinking about. But Mizzou basketball season has started. We are 7-2. We just beat Wichita State on Sunday, which was yesterday. I'm gonna pull up a graphic for that.
yeah. In
One
case y'all,
by
the season is not over yet. May have waved
wait,
the white
it's not.
flag. I know, right? I mean, we lost to Jackson State. Like, we're not going to win more than 10 games. Like, there's no way, no way in hell. But yeah, actually, we may still have a season to be had. So
I'm gonna pull up the stats for the Wichita State game. Just we don't have to go over it too much, but just for the why is it so blurry? Is it blurry for you? Is it blurry for you?
I mean, a tad bit, but I can read it.
I don't know why it looks like that. What about
He's
no,
just
that?
a dude.
Yeah, that bothers me. It doesn't matter. You can read it. I'm looking at the screen. You can read it. All right, Mizzou beat Wichita State 82-72 to move to 7-2 on the season. I think this is I mean, I had the game on. We had our live show at the start of the game, and then I was doing other stuff on the side. But I definitely, was keeping tabs on the game. This was a game that felt like we'd pull away, and then Wichita State would come back. I did notice they out rebounded us by quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Mizzou plays Kansas this week. If you go and I'm gonna be straight up right now. I'm not gonna say we aren't gonna win, but Kansas is really good this year.
You
I
are?
mean, they're good. Yes.
I didn't know they have a good basketball team.
Yeah. It's just one of those years. It's a down year in the Big 12.
Oh, okay. Well, that
You know
makes
what I'm
sense.
talking about?
Yeah. That's the only reason
Yeah.
they're good. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Down year. No, but I just getting out rebounded by 16 is not going to win you that game. On
Maybe just
Saturday.
guys. Well, actually, hold on. It probably doesn't say the high double other players. No,
No,
but
it doesn't.
no, when you've got Vanover and Butler and who's the other tall dude on our team,
Shaw
Shaw. Yeah, you can't
and
get out
Majak.
that. Yeah, but no, dude,
Pierce.
I think this is recency bias because I feel like we played a really good game against Pitt too. But East is a baller.
Oh no, it's not recency. East is a baller. He's been balling, bro.
Well,
22 this game. I think he's averaging right around.
it's got to be
Uh,
50. I feel like.
I think it's over 15. I'll tell you
Yeah.
right now.
No, I
I'll
just
tell you
meant
right now.
like the best game we played so far this season because I thought we played a really good game yesterday. I thought the game against Pitt too was really good.
He's averaging 17.
I think okay. I think we're finally finding our groove, which obviously everybody was way too quick to jump to conclusions after the Jackson State game, which is still it's going to be a tough loss. Hopefully, it doesn't harm the resume come March for selecting the bracket if we have that good of a season. But I think these guys are figuring it out. I think the chemistry is building on the team. We got a really tough next 3 games before we wrap up non-con with Central Arkansas.
Yep.
Yeah. So we get a nice one little reprieve hopefully before getting into SEC play. But I mean, we're gonna have a way better idea of who we are as a team before winter breaks over. But this is a better outcome than if after Jackson State the team would have just folded, lost to Pitt, lost to Wichita State. I still feel decently optimistic for this team.
So. Yeah, I do too. I think I agree with you. They're definitely finding their footing, finding out the rotation that best fits them. So I mean, you kind of knew that was going to happen. A lot of new players.
Yeah.
It was going to take a second to kind of find their groove.
Yeah.
So like I always knew that was a thing. So that's why I was never like the season is over. It was just going to take time, and truly, it's going to take more time. When we play Kansas on Saturday, that's not going to be the lineup and the rotation and the people getting minutes. It's going to be way different at the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But I do love seeing the young guys getting playing time. Anthony Robinson, freshman, 14 minutes. Jordan Butler, freshman, 10 minutes. Trent Pierce, I still don't know what's happening there. So it's still 6 minutes as a freshman. Our team is deep. I think truly once we get into conference play, a couple players may just not play as much.
Yeah.
I think they'll cut it down to like 8, 9 players that play. But of course, we'll see. Dennis Gates, I trust whatever decisions that he's make. The team looks better.
Yep,
if you think about it, the Memphis game that we lost, we were in it. I mean, we were winning at halftime.
Yep.
So we beat Pitt on the road, we beat Minnesota on the road, and then you beat Wichita State at home. And I mean, whether you like it or not, like they may not be top. None of them are ranked teams, but just beating
always in March Madness. Wichita State's
yeah.
always.
But just winning road games, when you're still trying to find your team identity, I think is still impressive. There's still something to look forward to. I think the chemistry of the team is going to gel together as the season goes. Saturday is the biggest test of the year. I think Kansas is better this year than they were last year. They've played 3 top 10 teams already this year, and they've won all of them.
They lost to Marquette. I don't know what Marquette was ranked, but
yeah. Oh, sorry, Kentucky's not top 10, but they beat Kentucky's ranked 17th right now. They did lose to Marquette. They're 4. They beat number 7 Tennessee, and they beat number 4 UConn.
So it sounds like, again, expert analysis here. They can't beat teams that have the initials MU. So maybe that bodes well for our boys.
I don't know. They did beat Manhattan University.
Okay, well, 1-1. You don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. Both of them were home games.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
well, no, Marquette was one of their tournaments or whatever. It was at a neutral state. Yeah.
Yeah, but Kansas is currently ranked 2. I believe rankings. I think that's the updated rankings actually. I'm
Probably.
not
Yep.
mistaken.
Follow sports is football.
But Kansas has been tested early, dude. Their non-conference schedule has been hard. It's been difficult against
I, yeah,
four
buddy.
ranked teams, and they're 3-1.
Yeah, my buddy went to the game on Friday against UConn because Topeka's only half hour from Lawrence. It's kind of like Jeff City to Columbia. And he said the atmosphere of that game against UConn was, and this is including the Mizzou game 2 years ago, and I guess every other game in recent memory. I don't know what it. Well, because UConn they won it, the national championship, right? Yeah,
Last year, yeah.
yeah. But he said the atmosphere was just second to none within recent memory. So I'm sure they'll replicate that Saturday, if not go even more over the top. I'd really like to go some way, so we'll stay tuned to see if I find my way in Allen Fieldhouse Saturday. If not, probably just going to be watching here at a bar, getting heckled by KU fans the whole time. But yeah, we'll see. It's a good test for the guys. If they lose, season is not over because newsflash, KU is still really good. Last year I went to that one at Mizzou Arena, and it honestly was the wake up call that our team needed. We kind of just sleepwalked our way through our first 9 games against opponents that I don't remember if we played a single team that I actually had heard of before we played them, because we were playing like Mississippi Valley State. No disrespect to those guys, but I never heard of the school before. But yeah, I think KU was our get right game last year, and it'll be a good measuring stick game this year, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm optimistic that the guys. I just want it to be a more competitive game than it has been the last 2 years. That's my one goal for the year or for the game. So
Okay, so I know for football, I give you the ESPN analytics according to their website.
cool.
It doesn't let me get on like DraftKings and stuff because I'm in Missouri, which is super unfortunate. But it's probably a good thing because I would go in a lot of debt if I could sports bet or I'd be rich. Guess we'll never know. But they gave Mizzou an 8.7% chance to win, which is fair, I suppose. I don't even know where to predict this game. Last year I thought it was going to be closer than it was. Granted, we didn't play anybody, so we're just smacking everybody. Some of them were really close last year. If you remember the start of the year, and this year with the the bumps in the road that we've already had, maybe our team is more. I don't think we had a road game We had one road game before we played KU last year. And, that was Wichita State.
Yeah.
We have been on the road at least twice, and we won both games. I think that is huge for us going into Allen Fieldhouse. That environment's going to be something they've never experienced, at least this year. I'm not speaking on their careers, but like just this year and maybe even last year. I mean, separate from the SEC tournament and the bracket, but like it is going to be rocking. KU does not like us. We do not like them. The players are just they're gonna have to like take a deep breath, make sure the lights aren't too bright, and just play the game of basketball at the end of the day. KU's got a stacked roster. Hunter Dickinson is averaging 21 a game, and he's averaging 12.3 rebounds a game. And he's not the only dude that can score. But we're gonna have to be physical and capitalize on making our shots because we don't go to the free throw line a lot. So we're gonna have to shoot well. If we want to keep this game somewhat respectable, shoot well.
Shoot
And
well.
again,
You're going to have to, again, we're probably above the whole ref thing, but it's Allen Fieldhouse, and they may get the benefit of the doubt with a few calls. So you're going to have to account for that. You're going to have to play the best ball you've played all
play
year.
physical.
You're going to have to play physical. Yep.
You're gonna have to get rebounds. And most importantly, you need to not let KU get offensive rebounds. I don't know their stat on offensive rebounds, but just giving them a second opportunity to score points, eliminate that. I think that'll again keep the game respectable. If we pull a win out of this game, I'm going to get absolutely hammered.
Yep.
But I went in it super positive last year, and we lost by a lot. I just,
If we win this game and I'm not already in Lawrence, I will drive to Lawrence and be the most obnoxious asshole I can possibly be, and probably get my face punched in. But I don't care at all. So.
But I'm excited, man. It's KU Hate Week.
Yeah.
The Beakers, they got the ugliest logo in all of college sports, a big ass beak.
bird that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, because they suck.
The fake.
Um, I
Okay, here's
don't.
a question for you. Obviously, besides wanting a Mizzou win, if there is one play that you would love to see in this game, what would it be? Whether it's a player doing a dunk, three
Mm,
pointer over a certain player, or a steal, what is the one play you'd love to see? I've got one in mind.
mm, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think here. I would say when it comes to basketball, something that will shut up the crowd, um, is a poster.
Yeah.
I need Aiden Shaw to poster Hunter Dickinson. I want nuts in the face. I want it all, dude. Arm in the rim. Give me that. That if I could pick one play,
Mhm.
that's what I want. And I honestly, if I could pick where I want it, I want the start of the game. First 2 points of the game. That's what I want. Set the tone early. Anyways, that's me.
We're thinking along the same lines. I had a different player in mind on our team. I still wanted
Okay.
to get Hunter Dickinson because I've watched that guy play now a couple times here with Jake, and not a big fan of him. I think it would be fucking hilarious if Connor Vanover dunked on his ass.
That would be funny. The only
Like,
reason I picked Shaw is because his vertical is like 40 inches.
yeah, no, I
Like he
or
could do it. He could physically do it.
alley oop Shaw over Dickinson.
I'll take either. I'll take a like a fast break, tomahawk 360 in between the legs. Or I'll take an alley oop. I mean, either one. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't get it. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
Just
I
give
mean
me one
that would.
dunk. Give me one
It's
dunk.
got to be early though. Like you got to do it when the game just starts. Set the tone early. Because if it let's say you're down 15 points and that happens, it could change the momentum and maybe you're back in the game. But if it's too late in the game and that happens, it's just like
Well, and that's a perfect segue to, or at least to kind of tying it back around to Wichita State because there was a player on that squad that happened to go to high school with me, and I made basketball one year while he was. I don't remember if he played on
don't
that.
tell me he posterized you.
No, no,
Okay.
he just not the nicest kid, but he got a dunk late in the game, and we had already won the game by 10 points, so it had next to no value. And I just thought it was kind of comical that he still thought he was hot shit. I'm not gonna name
Mhm,
him; doesn't need to be named. But
mhm.
it was. I'm like, what? There is a giant difference in a dunk at the beginning of the game, set the tone, and a dunk that's almost like pity points at the end of the game. So that's my tie in to Wichita State.
All right. Well, I think I'm excited for the game. I mean, anytime we get to play KU in anything. I mean, they were too scared to play us in a bowl game this year, so unfortunately we don't get that matchup. Maybe make a New Year's Six bowl KU and you guys can play us in that. But we get to play you in basketball, which I'm excited for. Again, regardless, I truly wish we played them every year in both in everything. Realistically, like I that's one thing I do hate about us moving to the SEC, and that's the only thing I hate. It's the fact that we don't play them every year. Like that's our rival. Um, Arkansas is not like they're a cool side chick, I suppose. But it just doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So I'm excited. But again, the next three games, it's Kansas, Seton Hall, Illinois. Kansas is in Allen or Lawrence. Seton Hall's in Kansas City, and Illinois is in St. Louis. Um, if you could walk away 2-1 from those three games, I think that is that's a W in my book. Um, 1-2, your season is still not over. Those are three really, really good teams.
Yeah.
But if you could walk away 2-1, go right before you go into conference play, I think that'll kind of set the tone on how conference play will go. Because conference play does not start out easy. I mean, you play Georgia, um, and I'll just tell you their record really quick. They're 5-3, and then you play Kentucky right after Georgia. So I think I'm excited, man. We got a couple few weeks, big basketball games. I'm gonna try to go to the Seton Hall game. It's not set in stone, but I'm gonna try. It's here in KC. See if I can't finagle my way to getting some tickets, because that would be awesome. And yeah, buddy, that's
Like finagle my way into some Cotton Bowl tickets. Stay tuned for that.
yeah, that would be insane. But big game this weekend. Again, fuck the Beakers. Go Mizzou. We're gonna whoop that ass. in Allen Fieldhouse on Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Everybody watch that game, and then when we win, everybody post a picture of you flipping off and saying "fuck KU" at the same time. Because I will, 100%. If we win, and I will be trashed. But that's pretty much all I had for today. Any final thoughts, my friend?
I'm excited for the challenge of playing Ohio State in a few weeks here. I'm excited for the challenge of playing KU next Saturday.
Actually, I have one more question for you. I'm actually glad I don't remember if we talked about it yesterday. If you could pick one,
Pie.
huh?
When are you going to eat your pumpkin pie?
Oh, I'm actually glad about that. So I went to the store tonight before this
Yeah.
and to find one. I just want to get like a little piece. I don't want a whole pie. But Hy-Vee didn't have it. Hy-Vee didn't even have pumpkin pie in general.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do it.
It's still gonna happen. I'm still gonna do it. I'm not gonna, dodge the bet. I'm gonna find pumpkin pie somewhere, and I will eat it. I mean, I say the whole thing. If I might try to eat the whole thing on the show. But my question for you, you can pick one or the other.
Yep.
One, you go Saturday, you beat Kansas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Or two, your Missouri Tigers win the Cotton Bowl. I know my answer personally. I want to hear
Yeah.
yours.
So beating KU anytime is amazing, but I don't know. Beating KU with this basketball team would be spectacular. I think it could be a huge, morale booster, momentum builder for the rest of the season, and maybe it catapults them into one of the best basketball seasons we've ever had. I don't think basketball needs that win as badly as football needs our bowl win. I think we already made the tournament last year with Gates' first season. We got our first win in a decade. I think the basketball program is trending in the right. Both of them are, but I think that foothold has already been established in reappearing in the tournament. We got to win again. Should beat Princeton, but it's okay. Baby steps. I think football needs to beat Ohio State, get back on the national scene, win the Cotton Bowl, win a New Year's Six Bowl, and it could potentially, have shockwaves in recruiting for years to come. Like I said, could get us back on the national scene. So I think I would rather have the bowl win. I know it may be against second stringers, and I know that Ohio State, it's beneath them, but I don't care. Beat Ohio State.
I'm on board with you. I think again, beating KU and anything is just because it's a rivalry game. You know what I mean? It's always gonna feel good.
Yep.
But I think just where football is now, and I think basketball is still a trajectory, and like it's still going upwards. Our recruiting class next year is insane, and I think it's going to continue that way. This People are calling this a bridge year, and I still expect this team to be like good. I expect them to make the bracket. You know what I mean? That's just the expectation Dennis Gates has set. But I think it is big for football to go win the Cotton Bowl. I think it does, you know, push us make it pushes the recruiting up. I think it just helps all around. The hype at Mizzou is going to keep building, and I think that just helps across all sports. Um, so I would love to see Mizzou win the Cotton Bowl.
I had a final thought about that. What was I going to say?
Personally, I agree with you.
Yeah, we need the bowl win, and yeah, doesn't matter that second stringers beat Ohio State because it is the Ohio State. It's a big damn deal. Oh, that's what I was going to say. William, one of my KU grade school buddies, texted me last night. Was talking about the show, talking about other stuff, and it's a big fucking deal when you have a KU fan pulling for Mizzou. He's going to root for us against Ohio State. So that never happens, and I think that means something. Like we need to get this done.
That's funny. I'm in a group chat with all different fans from different SEC schools, from Florida fans to Arkansas fans, Tennessee fans, and from the majority of them, they
Yeah,
are rooting for Mizzou to beat Ohio State as well, which says a lot because it's all banter at the end of the day, but they always try to trash Mizzou. You guys don't belong here, and they're picking us, or they're wanting us to beat Ohio State. So I think it says a lot as well. Um, and I think for the people who are on the edge about coming to Mizzou, or maybe who are just now on their radar or something, I think winning this game just helps your um, chances of landing, the recruits or whatever the case may be, even more.
yeah. The last
But
thing
with that, yeah,
too,
good.
because by a week from now it's going to be dropping into irrelevance. I kind of faked this whole Ole Miss hatred the last couple of weeks because we were bitching about who deserves New Year's Six Bowl more, and turned out we both got New Year's Six Bowls. So it's kind of been hilarious to see over the last 24 hours the two Twitter fan bases have just completely reconciled and done a nice little truce, a bearing of the hatchet, if you may, or if you will. And we're rooting for them to go beat Penn State. They're rooting for us to go beat Ohio State. And I didn't necessarily see that coming, but it just goes further to show what we just mentioned about how the SEC is pulling for the SEC. And we faked hating those guys for 2 weeks because we didn't want them to, steal our New Year's Six Bowl game, but then we ended up both getting one. So we're back to speaking terms with Ole Miss fans. So
I agree. I think it's awesome that they got that opportunity as well, and they're playing a pretty good team in Penn State. I think they're going to win that game personally. I'm excited for that matchup. I think it'll be an interesting matchup. Curious to see what players opt out of that game. I'm not going to pay that close attention to it, but but as of right now, Mizzou, Ohio State, December 29th. Mizzou at KU basketball on the 9th at 4:15 p.m. Big games this week, or I said big game this week for the basketball team. I don't have anything else to say. Great show, Andrew. Always a pleasure getting on here talking Mizzou sports with my buddy. And again, anybody follow the show, Off the Dome Show on all socials. Follow, subscribe. That's the best way you can support the show. That we will post updates regarding the live show for next Wednesday. If you have any questions, if you want us to answer questions on the show, leave comments under the video, YouTube, at the Twitter account, and we'll go over them when we record. That's something I've been wanting to do. You guys can get again, don't forget it, expert analysis on each question. But always a pleasure, buddy. We will see you guys next Wednesday morning when the episode drops. We get this one this Wednesday. We have one next Wednesday, and we go live next Wednesday. So a lot of content coming from us. And how we end every show with a big old MIZ.
yo, you.
Peace out, buddy.
Later.